Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm wearing my SDI shirt, so you know that we're going to be doing another video about SDI. So I've just finished up semester 3 of the SDI's Associate's Degree Program, and today we're going to go into review and reflection of the semester 3. So without getting into detail, I want to preface this video by saying that semesters are 16 weeks at SDI. And each 16 weeks, they're broken down into 8-week modules. So every 8 weeks, you have new courses. Generally speaking, depending on like if you do part-time or full-time, you have like either 2 to 3 classes per course per 8 weeks. Usually, I have 3 classes. One 8 weeks and then 2 classes 1 8 weeks, because combined that's 5 classes per semester at 17 credit hours, which is full-time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video here. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention. If you noticed, my YouTube channel name has changed. I put on a community poll to see if you guys would like me to change my YouTube name to Tennessee Tactical or leave it the way it was as my personal name, and I've got overwhelming reviews and votes to change it to Tennessee Tactical. So here we are changing it to Tennessee Tactical, and that's what it's going to be for a while. And if you hear something in the background, that's my cats playing around in the attic up here in my workshop. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So semester 3 was mainly general education. And as I'd mentioned in previous SDI reviews, I'm doing the Associate's Degree Program, so I have to take general education to get an actual associate's degree in college. And so this semester was completely flooded with general education, and I've actually got more next semester as well. So like I always do, let's go ahead and just explain what courses I took. Then we're going to go kind of into a brief overview of those courses, and then opinionated part of the video at the end. So let's go ahead and get into it. So for this semester, I had American Government, Intro to Science, Physical Science, which is just science, Introduction to Business, which is just a business course. It's also part of the general education. And then Customizing and Woodworking, which is the gunsmithing course of this semester, as well as the Muzzleloader lab, which we had to build a muzzleloader, which I made a video on that. I'll link it down in the description below. Highly suggest you check it out. It's a really good video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do the brief overview. So for the first 8 weeks, I didn't have any firearms courses. I had science and introduction to business. So science, really easy to explain. It's just science, just like high school science, college science, whatever. We learned about chemical bonds, a bunch of chemistry stuff. We learned about Newton's laws of motion. We learned about chemical reactions, and chemicals, and different things like that. Motion, force, all that good stuff. We learned about that. We also learned about firearms in this course just a little bit, because we learned what the chemical reaction that takes place whenever the primer is struck and it ignites and then it burns the powder in the propellant, which causes a gas down the barrel. So we learned about how that causes a chemical reaction, and so that was something that we learned. That was really about it. There was a lot of other stuff too, but it's not really 100% important to firearms courses. So it's basically just science is all you need to know. And then business, this was a really cool class. This was basically just talking about, how in the last review video I made a video about shooting sports management, which is just a firearms business course. This was basically just that, with a lot of the firearms stuff took out of it. Just learned how to manage a business. We learned profit margins. We learned how to grow a business, how to market a business, the current market, the economy. You learn all kinds of stuff with a business. If you've ever took a business course, or if you know anything about business, this is something that we did in that. And then that was really the 8 weeks. That was it. The final exams, they weren't too hard. Business was a little tough because there were some tougher questions in there. It wasn't really hard. Teachers weren't that bad. And that was it. So 8 weeks, and then we moved into the next 8 weeks, which is the latter half of the semester. So those 8 weeks, I had American government and customizing and woodworking. And technically, I had a third class, which is the muzzleloader lab class, where we built a muzzleloader. So we'll go ahead and start with American government. American government, pretty simple. If you've ever been to grade school, if you've ever learned anything about American government, it's literally just that. We learned about the Constitution. We learned about the Declaration of Independence. We learned about it was honestly a pretty cool class because it was very opinionated. In the discussion boards, we had to give our opinions and ideas and beliefs about certain things, and it was just a government course. Really, that's all it is. There was a lot of information there about kind of if we believe the Electoral College should remain the same, if it needs to be reformed, stuff like should the government be responsible for recession, or keeping recession out of play, and Great Depression, stuff like that. It was just basically a government course. That's all it is. I was interested in it. I like government. I like history, but I was more interested in the firearms courses because that's why I'm taking this school. So then we get into customizing and woodworking. This is a very, very, very important class to take at SDI. If you want to be a gunsmith, if you want to learn about woodworking, or building stocks, this class basically was so much information I can't even give all of it to you. So very basic overview here. I'm not even hitting all the highlights because I would be talking for hours. Basically just teaches you how to work with wood in gunsmithing, teaches you how to build a stock, how to repair stocks, how to finish stocks, also talks a little bit about hand checkering, which we're going to do next semester. I'll talk about that later. But also talks about the types of wood, the strengths, what wood is best for this type of firearm. You learn about the comb, and just basically customized stocks tailored to you. One thing I would like to mention, in one of the discussions, we had to come up with why we think customized stocks are important. And I said that basically because it's like a tailored suit. Like, when I go to church, I wear a tailored suit, and it's tailored to me. It fits my body type, my length of arm, my belly, everything. And it's kind of the same thing for a stock, for a gun. If you customize a stock, you can get it tailored to you, your arm length, everything. And so I think that's why customized stocks are good, because if it's tailored to you, then 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to be a little bit more accurate with it because it's tailored to you. It fits better than just a normal stock from on a Remington Model 70 or something like that. And so now during this course, like I said, we talked a lot about woodworking and stuff like that. Learned how to inlet, which it's basically just carving out wood to fit parts and pieces to a wood stock for a firearm, and then all that types of stuff. So now we also did a lab class for this course, and I have the book right here. All of the books are usually on e-files, so electronic books. So the actual customizing and woodworking course material was not on actual paper, but the lab book was. And this basically just teaches you how to build a muzzleloader. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in here about building a muzzleloader, sanding it down, inletting, all that good stuff. And so we get this, and I'll show you real quick. I'm not going to explain a lot about it because I've already done a video on it, and I want you guys to watch that, so I'll link it down in the description. But this is the muzzleloader that I built for FTT 210, customizing and woodworking. And so this muzzleloader is not completely finished. We have to do another course on this called FTT 211. I believe it's called metal finishes and metalworking finishes and metalworking, something like that. Basically, we just have to stain the wood and finish the wood with an oil-based finish, and also brown the barrel. I do know that some students have requested to blue the barrel, and I think depending on the instructor, they will approve or deny that, because they send you a package of the stuff to do, which is on the way right now as far as the timing of this video, and I'll be making an unboxing video on that as well. But Anyway, that was a nice muzzleloader. It's a Shenandoah Traditions 50 caliber muzzleloader, 1-66 twist. And like I said, we are going to be doing another video on this and another class on this as well, for the second part of the build, for actually staining it, finishing it, and stuff like that. So that's really it. I mean, like I said, we learned a lot. The final exam for customizing woodworking was, at the time of me doing it, I don't know about, future students, but it was 80 questions. Wasn't really that hard. I think I made a 76 out of 80, so I only missed 4 questions. So, I mean, that's really good. Made good grades this semester. Really, really excited for the last semester of SDI. So, yes, I can't believe that I'm this close to finishing out this degree in this school. So I have one more semester, and I will be doing a video on that as well. And then I'm going to be doing a semester review for semester 4, and then I'm going to do a complete SDI overview of what I think about the school, opinions, what was good, what wasn't, what could be improved, what I really liked, what I took away from the school, and everything like that. So I'm going to be making a video about that in the future. I graduated in August, so look out for that video somewhere around there. Also, I want to mention that, I don't really have too many opinions about this semester. This semester was just really busy. A lot of writing, especially with the general education. A lot of writing, a lot of opinions, a lot of discussions. And then also I've been very busy with work as well. And I'm also going through a job change, currently right now. So that's kind of in the air. But as far as the school, I've had a lot of fun with this semester. Glad it's over because I'm tired of writing. And oh gosh, it's been crazy. But just to kind of briefly overview what I believe I have next semester. I know I have the capstone project where I build either you get to choose between an AR-15, an AR-10, a PCC, which is a pistol caliber carbine, the 1911, they're doing those now, and a pump shotgun. So all of those they're doing, and I chose the AR-10 because I don't have an AR chambered in 308, and I would like to have one. So I chose to do that one. So I know I have that to do, and I'll make videos about that, unboxing the parts and stuff, and the build and everything like that. I know I have advanced ballistics because I took basic ballistics first semester, and I have advanced ballistics. I have psychology, which is another gen ed class, business mathematics, which is kind of like probability and statistics, sort of, but just basically business math, almost like an accounting class. So that's something else I have to take. And then the hand checkering lab, which is hand checkering a stock. And they're going to be sending us that stuff, and then we're going to have to do that as well. So I think that's about it. I might be leaving out one course, but I think that's it for the last semester. So it's very, very, it's going by very quick. And I'm actually letting you guys know I'm actually planning on going to school again. I don't know if I'm going to go to another gunsmithing school or if I'm just going to continue my education with just a community college. But I think I'm planning on going back to college, so that's just something worth mentioning. I had a comment from a fellow subscriber. Shout out to you, buddy. You know who you are. Asked me for the next video I make any advice on how to, anything I can give advice on for the muzzleloader build. The main advice I can give you is to take your time and be patient. This course, or especially this class for building the muzzleloader, you have to submit these assignments every week and evidence of you building this stuff every week. And if you work a job and you're also in school, I don't know how your schedule is and what you do, but if you're a full-time student and a full-time working just like me, and also doing stuff around the house, time is of the essence. I mean, time is important, and I struggle to find the time to do this stuff and get it submitted on time. And so I kind of messed up a little bit on the inlet on the butt plate, which I made a video about. Like I said, the muzzleloader build video, I will make a description link down below, so you guys can watch that. Talks about the muzzleloader and kind of the overview of the build process and what I messed up on, because I did make mistakes. But that's a learning process. It was my first build ever, so... but yeah, man, the best advice I could give you is just take your time, be patient. Also, one thing I want to mention is I'm just kind of skimming through here, looking at this book, and also just using my knowledge and my experience from doing this build. When you're inletting, and you'll learn about this, whenever you start, when you're inletting, please, 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 don't take off a lot of wood. Carve slow and check often. Basically what that means is if you are inletting, you're taking wood away to fit pieces into the wood. Please, please, please check your fitment often, because you might think, oh, I need a little bit more wood taken off, and then you try to fit it and it's loose, and then boom, you're screwed because you took way too much wood off. And I made the same mistake with the butt plate. So be careful when you're taking wood off of here, when you're carving it out. Like I said, you'll learn all about that, how to inlet, stuff like that. But the best advice I can give you is take your time, be patient. It's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult. When you get to the process of putting the barrel tenons in, and the tenon pins and the barrel tenons to actually hold the barrel in place in the stock, which you'll learn about whenever you get into the course, make sure you measure correctly. You'll know what I mean whenever you get into that, but make sure you measure correctly. And I think there's a little picture in here I can at least show you. This is kind of what I'm talking about right here. I don't know if you can see, but you have to drill a hole in the stock and in the barrel tenon, which are these little things right there. And you have to make sure that your measurement's correct, because if it's not, I mean, there's not much, there's not a big margin of error there. So, you don't have a lot of room to mess up. So once you mess up, you're screwed. So make sure you measure correctly. You have to find the middle of the tenon and then measure. What I did was, I'll just get the muzzle loader back out, which I already, like I said, I already explained this in the past video, but I'll just explain it again. What I did was, the barrel tenon, I can't show you, it's inside the muzzle loader. It's holding the barrel in place. But what I did was I measured from the top of the barrel to the middle of the tenon. And then when I put the barrel on, I measured again from the top of the barrel with that measurement. I took that measurement from a caliper, and then I put it on here, and the last point on that caliper was supposed to be the middle of the tenon. And when I drilled the hole, it was correct on one side, and then I think I moved the bit or whatever. I think I angled it differently, and then I accidentally drilled too low on the other side. But the first measurement, when I first drilled in, it was correct. So just make sure you're measuring things correctly, and also make sure when you inlet, when you carve out wood, don't take a lot off at once. Take just a tiny bit off, then fit the part back down in there and see if it fits. If not, take it back off, carve back out again, because if you take too much wood off, it's easy to take it off. It's very much harder to get it back on. And you might have to use wood filler like I did. So that's the best advice I can give you, buddy. And so that's really about it, guys. Semester 3 review and reflection. I had a lot of fun in this semester. There's been a lot of things going on in my personal life too, with work and everything, that's kind of got in the way. But I did just put my head down, pushed forward. That's another advice I can give you guys watching these videos. If you're struggling with getting stuff turned in on time, if you're struggling with personal life, struggling with anything, any school, just remember you're in school for a reason. You've made the decision to better yourself. You've made the decision to, grow your education and to learn more, and I commend you for that. And so if you're going through a hard time or whatever, you don't think you can get it done, you think you're a failure, you're not. You made the decision to better yourself, and a lot of people don't even want to go to school. A lot of people don't even care about it. And I was one of those too, so don't get me wrong. So I really enjoyed this semester, and I think you guys will as well. If you've done any of these courses, already graduated in these courses right now, or getting ready to take these courses, if you have any questions, any comments, any advice, anything you want to talk about how your experience was, anything, I would love to meet you down in the comments section. I love talking to people, so drop your comments down below, and we'll have a nice, awesome conversation. If you have any questions about admissions or how to get into the school, what all the school entails, I made a whole video about during the first semester review about that. I'll link it down in the description below, as well as the second semester review if you want to get caught up on what I've been doing. But if you have any other questions about admissions or anything, just give me a shout down in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer you. If I can't find the answer for you, I'll direct you to the admissions department, and then you can give them a call, and they can help you out as much much as they can. So if you guys are interested in going to SDI, I will also link that description, or that link to their website down below, so you can check out the Sonoran Desert Institute. And I think that's really about it, guys. I have more videos coming soon. I've got a couple videos this week planned, so watch out. You know, in the next few days, probably tomorrow, I'm going to be making a video. I don't know when you're seeing this, but it might already be out. But for the people watching this when it comes out, I'll be making a video probably tomorrow on a gear review, spoiler alert, for turkey season. So there you go, there's that. And then I've got some more videos planned for the end of the week and going into the next week. So another thing, when you do a semester at SDI, you get a week off. So I get a week off from school, thank God. And then next week I start fresh new back into the last semester of SDI. I can't believe it's gone by this fast. So watch out for more SDI review videos. Watch out for more SDI package unboxings and all kinds of class overviews and stuff like that, and then my overarching review on this school after I graduate. So if you guys are new to this channel and you're just tuning in, please be sure to slap that subscribe button, as it will help you get notified whenever I upload a video, so you can kind of be in the loop of what I'm doing. Also turn on notifications so you get even more notified whenever I make videos. If you've enjoyed the video, please be sure to slap that like button. It also helps me in the algorithm gain more subscribers and get more attention to my channel, to show everyone and the gun lovers in the gun community about SDI and also gun reviews and all the other gun stuff that I make on this channel. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more. Thank you guys. Goodbye.